In the morning, the candidates for the position of departmental controller presented their proposals to improve the functioning of the departmental entity to the community of the islands.
5 of the 6 candidates aspiring to the position of departmental controller present to the citizens and deputies of the Assembly the main aspects to strengthen and modify the entity in choosing for the public office. The first to present their ideas were the candidates Robert Sanchez, Jose Archibald, and Sarlene Greenard.
El primero es el fortalecimiento del control.
The first thing is to strengthen fiscal control by making alliances with universities, with the General Controller's Office, with the General Audit, and with universities in those missions aspects that we have a lot of weaknesses to do a job. The second is to make alliances with the oversight bodies.
Bueno, primeramente,
Jose Archibald. First of all, we have to restructure and strengthen the mission part. We have to improve the technologies to be able to work in real time, to make more effective control over everything.
En condición de contralor,
as Comptroller, I will make special emphasis on citizen complaints and the creation of oversight committees, that is, the inspection committees. By their specialty come to have knowledge that could lead to alleged depression in public property, as well as the community action boards are the eyes in the neighborhoods. The inspection committees will be the readiest to inform the Comptroller irregularities in different sectors.
During the public hearing, it was announced that Aileen Livingston will not attend the meeting with the community due to medical complications. Other candidates who present the aspects of the entity to be reformed were McBride Premier and Irina Williams.
el compromiso es trabajar.
The commitment is to work for the community. We see that there are deficiencies and we know that the community is demanding changes on some fronts. Commit ourselves to serious and honest work committed to the community.
Entrar a fortalecer las veedurías.
To strengthen the oversight and all the social associations that exist in the department, but to reiterate and return to the school comptroller, not with that name because it is repealed by law, but we can enter to strengthen so that children and young people understand what it is, what the comptroller is for, and be part of it, because the comptroller is not just an entity if not the exercise of fiscal control.
For the next few days, the Assembly will have the task of announcing the 3 nominees who meet the requirements for the position and then choosing the new comptroller of the archipelago.
A citizen speaks for Teleislas News about what he considers an apparent bad police procedure after his son was related as one of the possible responsible for the murders presented last October 14 on the island.
Citizens allege that his 19-year-old son, Krishman Mitchell, was wrongly accused of committing a crime after being searched by police on Friday, October 14th.
And I'm here to make a public denounce against the entity of the police because of a proceedment that they make on Friday, according to the killing them that went on. According to my understanding, Friday night they was looking for somebody, or they was chasing someone who went through the bush going down the pan. And unfortunately, my son was going home from work. At that same time, then find him down the pan, then search him, then didn't find him with nothing. His mother went and rescued him, then give him to his mother carry him home. Him stop outside to buy something to eat, and a few minutes after, the ghost come and drag him down off of the motor, put him in a patrouille and gone with him. When the mama gone and find out, then said they carry him por porte ilegal de almas, and they never find no gun pan him. That's why they won't let him go. They never find nothing pan him. About 10 minutes after when they gone with him, the police come out on the news. They say they got one capturado, they got something to do with the killing them. They got one gun and one motor where they take away. My son never got nothing to do with that. When time I got the police, then say they won't let him go. But after when they let him go, then tell me say him no got nothing to do with it. They make the investigation and compare in photo with the video them where they got, and so and him no got nothing to do it, so them let him go.
The citizen says that after the publication made on social networks by the police command of San Andres, the community began to point to the 19-year-old young man as responsible for one of the criminal acts present on October 14 on the island.
I did do this for the community realize and see that my son no got nothing to do with what them accuse him for, because them is who accuse him. They never got no proof now, but them still accuse him and say him now in one of them. After the accusation when they make publicly, people they point their hand for my son and they say my son got something to do with the killing or him that the killer or things like that. The thing gets so in a way that when we go and work Saturday, Monday festival and nobody no want to carry him because then they accuse him for things where he no do. I they call to the community if you know. Listen to me because my son no got nothing to do with that. The police make them mistake. Them no I retract from the mistake. I even gone Procuradoria and the Procuradoria no help me. Them say them can't help me because them never beat up the little boy now nothing. But them put in name in a danger, them put in life in a danger because we don't know the family, the friend them, whosoever want to take revenge for what happened. So I beg the community when you see my son out there, him not no criminal, him not no killer.
Finally, he pointed out that it is of vital importance that the police clear his son's good name at this time after this procedure.
And in other news, today began the Health Carnival led by the Departmental Social State Enterprise, where the entity offers different services to users of the Nueva EPS, who without a prior appointment can be attending from 8 to 4 p.m.
Los invitamos a participar en...
We invite you to participate in the Health Carnival event that we are holding at the Health Post on the Hill for Nueva EPS affiliates who have more than a year since they have embraced the services that are being offered. The idea is that you would come, participate, and do a health checkup routine in the area of dentistry, screening, psych evaluation, and breast evaluation, since we are in the week of breast cancer prevention. For every lab work, the result will be given immediately along with a medical appointment.
The attention that will be provided throughout this campaign starts from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Therefore, the health entity invites you not to miss this great opportunity. It should be noted that the Departmental Social State Enterprise with this health caravan expects to attend to the largest number of patients who have not attended medical attention during the last year, since timely prevention is important to maintain the health of the islanders.
Ms. Argelina Dons, who are living in the Simpson Wells sector, a 60-year-old Rizal who lives in a state of poverty and who was affected by the passage of Hurricanes Iota and mostly impacted by the recent Hurricane Julia. She's asking the government for support to live with dignity.
2 months after the visit of government officials to her home, a Rizal woman who supports her sick husband with the little money she earns at her advanced age asks the government to lend her a hand to build a new home to live in, since she does not have the resources to repair the house that Iota affected and that Hurricane Julia left in worse conditions.
My house get affected in the hurricane, the one hurricane pass. And now this one come and finish, shake him down. You know the down pero it's bad. I beg the government if they could help me to fix it, because I really can't fix things. Come and promise and they come and then they come and then they come out 2 months back and come and say, then they come broke it down because I have to broke down and fix it back, and nobody no come. You go up there, you don't find nobody to talk to, you don't know who to talk to. So I beg the government if they can help me, pay attention and help me when they can help me, because then I can't fix it. I don't got the way to fix it because I have poor person.
Ms. Argelina is an elderly woman with a sick husband, and she asks the government to fulfill its promise to demolish her dilapidated house and give her a decent home so she can spend the rest of her old age.
Venezuelan citizens, families of migrants who disappeared, are still distressed with no knowledge of the whereabouts of their loved ones. Ruben Quintero, sister of Ruben Quintero, who apparently was also on the boat that sailed from San Andres Island with the final destination to Central America, contacted Teleislas News.
A worrying situation is a new service that puts San Andres in the spotlight of Venezuelan migrants seeking to reach the so-called American dream. More than 620 migrants have been rescued at sea by the National Navy, and about 8 islanders have been placed at the disposal of the competent authorities. This route has been traced to Nicaragua, has attracted the attention of migrants who enter the island in search of the service. But how do migrants find out about this activity? What is the offer?
It is a very well-known route. I mean, I am not in Venezuela and I have been in Colombia recently, but everybody knows that you arrive in San Andres, and from San Andres you are going to take the boat trip. That is known everywhere. You arrive in San Andres and there you start to ask friends and acquaintances how they have gone. They ask them about the docks or the places where they can go out, and there they find out everything.
This is one of the reasons why the islanders enjoy an influx of tourists, mostly migrants seeking to reach the United States.
I understand that they left San Andres for the Keys, and from there they transferred to other boats or a ferry that will take them to Nicaragua.
Worried and desperate are the relatives of Venezuelan migrants who have been reported missing since the early hours of Wednesday, October 12th. It has now been 7 days without news of the whereabouts of approximately 13 or 14 Venezuelans and 2 citizens residing on the island. The hours and days go by, and the anguish of not knowing about them grows more and more.
I am Rubén Quintero, Rubén Quintero's sister, and I am the sister-in-law of Yahacerli Martinez, one of the Venezuelans who is missing as of today, October 19. We have no news about them. It is a lie and it is untrue if someone says that they have communicated, because they have not communicated with any of us.
According to Rubenelli, they have not heard from their relative, and at the last time they heard from them was October 12th, the same day they report them missing. This situation is causing much distress to those waiting for a call from migrants notifying them of their sea arrival at their destination or at a port in the Caribbean Sea, as one of the hypotheses is that they could be adrift.
And the Ombudsman Office warns about the increase of illegal migrants crossing the waters of the archipelago bound for Central America and the United States.
Given the excessive increase of illegal migrants entering the water of the archipelago bound for Central America, the Ombudsman's Office alerted local authorities about the risk faced by the migrants of being victims of human trafficking. For this reason, it invites the cooperation of state entities to guarantee the human right to migrate.
Desde San Andrés revisamos la situación.
From San Andres, we reviewed the situation of human rights violations experienced by migrants, mostly Venezuelans who have been using the archipelago as a new route to go to Central America and the United States. We have alerted the local authorities about the risk for migrants to be victims of human trafficking or commercial sexual exploitation by criminal organizations. In view of this, we have requested to guarantee a legal, safe, and orderly migration in conditions of human dignity from the Ombudsman's Office through the Regional San Andres and the Delegate from Human Mobility. We are providing the necessary support to assist them in their stay in Colombian territory and to ensure the coordination between state entities for the human right to migrate.
The Ombudsman has expressed concern about the high flow of migrant children and adolescents on the island. In the interception of boat-carrying migrants, there are minors who should be provided with a protective measure while the legal process of their parents takes place. Finally, he expressed his concern about cases such as shipwreck of boats with missing migrants more than 6 days ago, among which there are 2 San Andreans and 13 Venezuelans.
And in news from the municipality, the Findeter team, along with the community action boards, are making reconnaissance visits to the different sectors in search of identifying possible affectations due to the passage of Hurricane Julia.
Findeter continues to visit the homes affected by the passage of Hurricane Julia. The entity is working with the Acción Comunal leaders, visiting the different sectors to identify the damage left behind by the strong winds. Today was the turn of the mountain section.
We're doing a tour of the homes that have been slightly affected, especially those that have direct intervention by Findeter. We're going around and visiting with one of the contractors directly and the manager of Findeter to visit each one of them and verify the damages they have suffered.
The visits were also used to review other issues that the houses may be presenting after it was delivered.
We are in an exercise with the presidents of the board doing tours, verifying with them possible post-deliveries, post-sale, or post-warranty, which are the names we have given to those particular situations with the houses that must be attended by the contractors. We are already in a closing phase, finishing the last houses, and the important thing is that the community of the islands know that the post-delivery services will be carried out.
These visits will continue tomorrow with the Community Action Board of Batam House.
We will also have a meeting tomorrow with all the presidents of the boards to generate a coordination strategy in the island, but the idea is to continue doing visits throughout this week.
The presidents of the community action boards will have the responsibility to do a follow-up on the repair works that are being done.
And in recent days, the National Children's Athletics Festival that gathered different regions of the country finished in Bucaramanga. All Providence achieved 8 gold medals.
30th Children Athletics Festival Jorge Enrique Mantilla held in the city of Bucaramanga prized Old Providence participants with the 3rd place in the overall standings. This after seeing the speed of these young athletes who ran like the wind.
That festival they have more than 30 years that them doing that first in Bucaramanga, and we have like 3 to 4 years participation. You know that festival is good. It's just for the kids them, for the small one, like from 5 years to 12 years, and that is something very important because we have a lot of delegation that go. They had 22 delegations that went there and
the coach thanked the parents and the mayor's office for their support to participate once again in the Seed Bed Festival.
Well, in medals we get 8 gold, we get 7 plata and 3 bronze. That was a wonderful work from my club in Providence, wonderful. Out of 22 delegations, and we get, in general table, we get third place.
Nevertheless, the trainer asked for more support for these children and youngsters who are proving that their talent can take them far.
Like the private, the company then that is private, and different entities, municipality from the government also, that they can give us more support, because really we have everything here in Providence. We have the talents, and not the first time we're showing it years, but we need not in track and field. We need in baseball, we need in basketball, we need in all the sport of the island of Providence. We have like 9 disciplines, and we have to support all that sport because we have too much talent here in Providence.
After the races, the head coach has initiated a process to help some of these athletes to participate in international festivals.
And with excellent sport news, we reach to the end of this broadcast. We see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. with more of Teleislas News. Good night.